You got 1 minute. 60 seconds, boys. Wait. I'm going to fill up the other one. I'll go and hurry him up. Let him do what they need.
Good afternoon and welcome to Plot Court. We're here today for UoG RFC's ones game against Brighton men's. They won this reverse fixture earlier last year, 11 points to 7, and it was the only game that they've won this season, so they're looking to repeat that score here today at Plot Court. It's quite windy, so I'm thinking that weather conditions will play a part here. And alongside me today I have Amy Flynn. Hello Amy.
Hello, yes, we've had all weather conditions today. We've had a bit of a hailstorm, a bit of wind, there is sun out, so anything's possible, but we have got a 4G pitch here, so despite the recent rain, it isn't really affecting us here. But we're moments away from kick-off, and this is the live stream by the media school and the television society, and we are from the sports journalism course.
And we're just waiting for UoG RFC to come out now. Brighton are already on the pitch and we await the boys to come out. So to give you the Gloucestershire team today, at fullback Jake Allen, on the wing Joel Young and Billy Davis, Cameron Fodgson and Lucas Town make up your centres. Your half-back partnership consists of captain Josh Putt and Gav Dean, then bringing up the front row Zane Felix, Noah Jenkins, Frank Cosbury. Your locks are Luke Moore and Michael Bevan, and the back row is Josh Ashton, Charlie Sitchell and Adam Hopkins. And on the bench today, James Buchanan, James McIntosh, Brendan McMillan, Tom Oglethorpe, Owen Rees, Adam Coles and George Sanderson. And we're just waiting for your team to come out now. And here come the Gloucestershire side in their new kit this season, sponsored by Pulse. So Active Fit, who are their new sponsorship this season, as they come out in their new blue and blue stripes. So it looks like Gloucestershire have opted to kick right to left, so they're starting on our left side this afternoon.
Down there. Oh, here we are,
This is University of Gloucestershire first team versus Brighton, and Brighton have kicked off this afternoon. The high ball is going to be difficult today because the sun will be in their eyes. Brighton are now back on the attack, it's been turned over. Gav Dean's got his eyes on it and he's got it. The ball went straight out, so the ref has brought it back.
So as we prepare for our first line out of the game, Brighton with the early possession as they're just outside their 22, ready for an attacking line out here. Oh, and it's just lost for them as Gloucestershire regain the ball. However, it's a knock on there by UoG. So Gloucestershire actually do have the scrum here. First scrum of the game here. So let's see how that's a set piece. The referee just talking to the forwards here as he makes sure this scrum is steady as we go into the first scrum of the game. It's a good push from UoG as we get the ball in. Nice push on that ball, very confident in the scrum. Josh Putt tries to get the ball out here, but he's having some trouble. The Brighton forward straight up in their defence. But Gloucestershire remain with the possession and some forward drive now. It's gone out wide. And Brighton now have the possession with that kick as they looked on the attack. It goes behind the dead ball line and Gloucestershire will have the dropout.
Brighton have got possession at the moment. Just going through the phases at the moment. Jake Allen kicks it back down the field. We're setting up for now the second line out in this game. Brighton will be throwing in. Knocked on by Brighton. Gloucester scrum down. Setting up for the second scrum. Gloucester were dominated the first one. Let's see if they can do much of the same. It's going to be reset. Josh Putt is feeding the ball in and looks like he will collect from the back of the scrum to Gav Dean. Lucas Town has taken it in. Back to Gav Dean. Oh, his kick was charged down and has gone out 5 metres from the line.
So Gloucestershire with this line out now as Noah Jenkins looks to throw this ball in. Oh, it's an overthrow there by Gloucestershire, and Brighton capitalise on this loose ball. Fantastic tackle there from Charlie Sitchell. Brighton now 7 metres out from their own try line, looking like they've got the advantage now as they look to kick to nothing. But Billy Davies rescues that ball there, but we go back for the penalty. And Brighton opt to kick to the post to get the first points of this game. So Brighton lining up this kick now for the first points of the game following that penalty. So in close range, so he takes the kick, and it's a confident kick to make it 3 points to Brighton, 0 to UGRFC.
Gavdean with a kick to restart. Collected neatly by Brighton. Gavdean collects that kick nicely as well. And he's running it back upfield. Makes some good ground and takes it in himself. Michael Bevan now. Cam Fodgden. He's still on the run. Just been brought down now. Josh Pitt. Brighton have the penalty. Brighton have the penalty for UGRFC holding on. Too far to do anything with, so he will just kick for touch. Brighton line out. UGRFC choose not to jump. A lot of the play has been in Gloucestershire's half. And the ball is out on the far side for another line out.
So Brighton were much of the possession there as they're looking for their first try. The game still remains 3 points to 0 in Brighton's favour. Gloucestershire just looking to try and get some ball as Brighton go for their consecutive line out here. They're just figuring out the call. It's another short line out which they win. So try and get this driving maul going here, but Gloucestershire quick to bring that down, and the ball is now loose. A good defensive push there from Gloucestershire. Brighton now looking to move this ball wide, but they go again with another forward drive. As Gloucestershire's defence now comes up in. Brighton now trying to find the space as the scrum half looks to take on his own, but gets caught short by Gloucestershire's defence as they move into their own 22, into Gloucestershire's 22. Brighton choosing here to opt for some short forward drives to gain some momentum, but Gloucestershire's defence holding strong as they're not finding many gaps. There's a little drive there from their number 8. Little trick through from Brighton there. Let's see if they can make anything of this. No, Gloucestershire come away with the ball, and Zane Felix there with the carry. But he's brought into touch by Brighton. Brighton again with the line out here, and they choose to throw to the back. So they look to get a driving maul on here. We've got a good drive on here, Brighton, as Gloucestershire rally around to try and stop this forward dominance. As they go hunting for the try line, they're now 5 metres out. It's a high tackle there from Gloucestershire. And the penalty goes to Brighton. And the referee is just talking now to Gloucestershire about that decision. It was quite high. And let's see what comes of this. Looks like it's just a penalty there. And Brighton look like they have opted again to go for the tap and go. The referee not allowing that though. And we look to see what they decide to do next. Another line out now by Brighton as they look to repeat their success of their previous 2. Now 5 metres out from their try line as they go in hunt of the first try of the game. They've knocked that on at the bottom of the line out. Gloucestershire gain possession through Hopkins and have a penalty advantage coming their way if they wish to take it. Fly half Gav Dean kicks this downfield. The referee brings this back for the penalty as Gloucestershire look to kick and gain some possession.
They're not my size. Yeah, I think so. Got some nice balls in there as well.
Gloucestershire won that line out, and now Lucas Town is powering through the centre. Gavdean is shipped to Cam Fodgden. To Joel. Our fullback has been penalised for pulling back a defender. UGRFC will be quite disappointed with that because they were on a good line of attack then. But there will be a line out on the 10-metre line.
Ball away. Triggers over here. Say it again. Triggers the top coming in.
Ooh. Gloucestershire with the early jump there. So Brighton won their own line out. Brighton are on the attack. Gloucestershire are having to commit several man to the tackles.
And the referee blown his whistle there, and it's just a penalty, and Brighton have opted to take the 3 points as they go for their second kick of the game here, looking to make it 6-0 early on in this first half. Some discipline costing Gloucestershire early on in this game as Brighton look to extend their lead. Gloucestershire were promoted into this South Premier B last season from Western 1A, so they've had a difficult time in this fixture. They've only won one game, like we said earlier, which was this reverse fixture. So they have struggled at times. And it now is 6-0 to Brighton. So it looks like we're now just waiting for the ball to appear. A few have been kicked out of bounds today. And there we go. And Gavdean will look to start the play again. And here we go, off the kick-off. Gloucester look to have secured this through a nice little tap from Hopkins over to Sitchell. Now Crosby on the run. Out to Lucas Town. And Gloucestershire have some good momentum now in attack as they close in on the 22. Gavdean with a break now, and he's just tackled just outside 5 metres as Gloucestershire now with some attack to Fodgden as he looks to break through the Brighton defence. Sitchell to Crosby. This is the first bit of lively attack Gloucester have shown this game, and they're looking like they might score from this as Lucas Town tries to make some metres there for Gloucestershire. Having some slow ball now as they get closer to this try line. And now now 5 metres out from that line. Oh, we're held up. Held up over the try line. As we have a scrum coming our way next. Gloucestershire with the put in now. Referee looking to talk to the front rows again. He's done that on a couple of occasions now in the scrum. Something that both teams will surely make themselves aware of, that is something that he's picking up on as the scrum is reset. Gloucestershire with the put in now 5 metres from their try line as they go in hunt of their first try and the first try of the game this afternoon. Gloucester get this out wide, and it's scored by captain Josh Putt. The scrum half goes over the line, and it's 5-3.
Correction to the try scorer there. That was Adam Hopkins, who has scored the first try for UGRC and the first try of the game. Gav Dean is looking to add the and Gav Dean has slotted that through the uprights. So it is UGRFC 7, Brighton 6, and it's the first time the Gloucestershire side have taken the lead in the game. We're about 25 minutes into the first half and Brighton have kicked from the restart. The intensity has upped in the past 5 minutes in this game. We're now getting ready for a UGRFC line-out. It has been knocked on up the line-out. Scrum down to Brighton. It's a very even scrum this time, but Brighton are on the attack. Brighton have lost that forward now. Gloucester have the penalty advantage. And Gloucester have taken possession over the halfway line and have a penalty for Brighton not rolling away. UGRFC line out on the 22-metre line. And from that line out there's a driver maul. It's been brought down. Hodgson's got it. Lucas Town. Oh, forward pass there. The scrum has been reset several times in this game. Not perfect. And it has been pretty even for both sides. It's always hard on a 4G pitch though, to get the grip while scrummaging. Winger Billy Davis takes it in. Ooh. The ball whipped then and then knocked on, but Gavdean has collected and is making his way up the field inside the 22 now. About 5 metres out from the line. And that is the second try of the game. At the And the second try of the game was scored by Michael Bevan at the bottom of that pile of bodies. Can Gav Dean make it 2 out of 2 from these conversions? And he can. UoG double their score, and it's now UoG 14, University of Brighton 6.
Brighton now with the kick-off off this restart. Deep into the Gloucestershire 22, gathered by fly half Gav Dean. So he kicks this downfield. Safely secured by Brighton's fullback there. Brighton there with the penalty now not rolling away for Gloucestershire as they look to kick this into touch and gain some possession. Oh no, they've decided to go for the posts. They're just off the halfway line now. It is pretty much in line with the post there, but it is going to be a very long quick kick from Brighton. Brighton lining up this kick now, about 45 metres out, just off the halfway line. The wind has died down slightly. Let's see what the winger can do now. It's a good strike on the ball there, and it's just short. Score remains 14-6. Just over 5 minutes to go on this first half. Gloucestershire now with the kick from inside the 22. And Zane now with the break. The referee has called back as we've got one of the Brighton players down there. It was a good initial break from Gloucestershire. However, they have been brought back. The referee just talking to the two teams now. It's Brighton now making a substitution from that injury. And Gloucestershire with the scrum. Referee just talking to the Brighton side now as we look to resume play here with a Gloucestershire scrum. Brighton have the scrum here from the Gloucestershire penalty in play last time. Gloucestershire very good on the push there from the scrum, but Brighton still remain with the ball as they make a very good break down the left wing. Missed tackle there by Gloucestershire, and it's a try for Brighton, their first try in the game. Now 14-11 with the kick to come. Gloucestershire look like they have a player down now, with Billy Davis just receiving some treatment on the side of the pitch as Brighton line up their conversion. Just stop play now as Gloucestershire look to make a substitution, as Billy lets in quite a lot of pain here. Brighton now lining up their conversion. And Gloucestershire make a change. Billy Davis is off and George Sanderson comes on in his place. That's a very good kick from Brighton. As Gloucestershire still have the lead, it's now 14-13.
Gavdean with a restart. This ruck seems to be taking its time, but the referee hasn't called anything for it and it's game on. Sanderson has made his first carry of the game and a big impact. Gloucestershire still have possession as they come up to the halfway line. Bevan with a sidestep there. Oh, Gavdean tries a pass over the top, but it's intercepted. But the ref brings it back for a high tackle. So Gloucestershire still have possession if they got the penalty. And the ball doesn't make it to touch, so Brighton have got possession. And it's turned over and Gloucestershire have possession now. And that's half time. UGRC 14, University of Brighton 13.
Doing well, thank you.
And Cameron Fortune are your centres, and Jake Allen is at fullback. Substitutions for Gloucestershire: James Buchanan, James McIntosh, Brendan McMillan, Tom Oglethorpe, Owen Rees, Adam Coles and George Sanderson. Sanderson now has come onto the pitch to replace Billy Davis with a injury. Your coaches are Chris Down.
And this is Brighton's team now on the screen, with your front row: Amro Hammer, Sam Wakely. Sam Wakely appears twice apparently. And at second row is Charlie Cowlin, Barney Guckelhorn, Joe Murray, Ben Day and Oscar Waite.
Scrum half of Sam Bolden, fly half Toby Harrison. On the wing you have Peter Ford and Stash Maltby. Your centre partnership of Damie Dykes and Ben Booth, and bringing up the fullback is Luke Borridge. 16 Matthew Williamson, 17 Joshua Shepherd, 18 Nick Lewis, 19 Marcus Condon and 20 Sam Hewitt, and that is your Brighton side. And to remind you of the half-time score, 14-13 to Gloucestershire.
Mate, what about this, Brian?
Teams line up now for the second half. As Gloucestershire look to maintain their 14-13 lead and increase that ever so slightly. Gloucestershire restarting us off for their second half through fly half Gavdeen. Brighton with an early knock on in this second half, and Gloucestershire take the scrum. Gloucestershire with this put in now, first scrum of the second half. The referee again talking to the front row. It's a common factor of the first half. Continued into the second, and he's looked to make sure the forwards get this right as we go for the reset. Steady scrum now, and it's still not quite right as Josh Putt there can't get the ball in. And we go for another reset scrum. Gloucestershire with a good push on this scrum as they hold it steady. Out to Cam Fosden. Team makes it up to the 22. Adam Hopkins now hunting down the try line, hoping for his second try of the game. Doesn't quite get there. Howard about 7 metres short. As Luke Moore drives to the try line now. Turnover by Brighton there at the breakdown as they look to run down this left wing, but it's been brought into touch.
On me, Ben, please. On me, Joe.
And Gloucestershire with the throw now right on the 22 line as Noah Jenkins looks to get this line out sorted for Gloucestershire. There was a messy take in the air. It was a knock on by Brighton, so Gloucestershire there with the ball now.
Right, yeah. You ready?
Solid shift over it.
Gloucestershire with the put in now on the 22. Gloucestershire trying hard with this push. It's a steady scrum, but Gloucestershire look like they have the advantage. Josh Putt gets this away quickly to Cam Fosden to Lucas Town as the backs now look to try and find some open play. However, Gloucestershire caught not holding on, and the penalty goes to Brighton as they look to take this quickly, but they slow down now and rethink their decision, and it looks like they'll be kicking to touch. Brighton kicking this into touch, didn't go that far, it's just short of the halfway line. Just sorting out this line out now, so let's make that call. Gloucester let's steal this, but Brighton come away with their line out. And they look and try and move this up close to halfway line. It's a break there from their number 8, brought just down. Got a lot of work to do if they ask for this. Forward pass there from Brighton just on the halfway line. And the Gloucestershire crowd are pretty happy with that.
The Gloucestershire scrum. It's going to be Josh Put with the put in. And once again, the scrum has happened to be reset. Second time lucky. He misjudged the bounce there. And the ref hasn't awarded a penalty to Brighton for UoG being offside. Brighton are in possession. In Gloucestershire's 22. Gloucestershire defence is keeping tight. Brighton are opting for the pick and drive here, but they aren't getting very far at the moment.
How's he going to see if you're offside or not? He's at the back of the...
They're looking to break this Gloucestershire defence, which is doing very well at the moment. But they are edging ever closer each time. About 5 metres out from the line now. And in an attempt to dive over the line, the ball was knocked on. So it'll be a Gloucestershire scrum 5 metres out from the line.
score remains the same as 14-13. Brighton just knocking it on there close to their try line. Gloucestershire with the scrum.
Oh, well, I played 3 weeks of college ago. I came off the injury. I give myself a little bit forward. But I did it end of November. So, I'm still in the process.
One of the Gloucestershire players now getting some physio as we take a break from play now. We're coming to the end of the season for BUCS. Gloucestershire have 2 games remaining. Next week they face UoG at home, and then they face Exeter Thirds as their final game here at Plot Court. So this game and the next 2 are must-win games if they look to stay up in their new league that they got promoted into this season, following their promotion from Western 1A. Another reset scrum here. It's been quite a consistent theme today. Both front rows not really getting on the right side of the ref. As the referee now resets the scrum. As Gloucestershire have the put in extremely close to the Brighton try line, just 5 metres out. As the sun's shining, we look like we have some rain slowly creeping through the clouds. It's held off the majority of the day. There has actually been a huge black cloud over us. As Gloucestershire get this kick away, and we move up the pitch. So Brighton now with the throw in here on the line out. Let's see what they can do with this. That hasn't gone their way. And we take another break in play for a Brighton injury now. As the Gloucestershire boys look like they're having a bit of a chat, deciding what to do next. They still have the lead, 14 points to 13. It was just the first half scoring, nothing in this second half yet. Brighton making a substitution there. Gloucestershire now with a put into this scrum as Josh Putt gets this ball in. Good drive from Gloucestershire now as they look to make something of this. The ref blowing his whistle again. Looks like it's been knocked on by Gloucestershire. And Gloucestershire makes some replacements. Coming on is number 23. Adam Coles and Brendan Macken take the pitch. For Gav Dean is coming off, number 10, and hooker Noah Jenkins makes way from the pitch. So that's a replacement. Coles on for Dean and McMillan on for Noah Jenkins. Brighton now with their scrum inside the 22. A very big hit there from Gloucestershire. Brighton now with the put in for this scrum as they look to capitalise on their possession inside the 22 and get the scoring going for the second half. Up by the scrum half, and score in the corner there for Brighton. Quick off of the scrum. That's the first scrum of the second half. Now 18-14 to Brighton with a conversion to come. Gloucestershire under the pace now, having a bit of a regroup as Brighton get the scoring underway for the second half. It's been a pretty even match here today at Plot Court. Both sides having momentum and territory, not really making much in terms of points from the game, but Brighton have now edged ahead of Gloucestershire. Brighton now lining up that conversion. Brighton with the conversion there. 14-20 is now the score, with them taking the lead.
Camouflaged them with the restart this time. And a Brighton kick was charged down then. But the ref had deemed it to be a knock-on rather than a charge down, and as you can tell, the crowd were not happy with that decision.
fucking okay. On my big side here. What's the ball? God, that's just good.
And from the scrum there, Brighton have got possession. On their 22-metre line. A lot of bodies in that driving wall on the far side.
I'm not being introduced to my
But Brighton are still pushing forward. And the story of this game has been reset scrums, and yet again there is another one on the 10-metre line. And Josh gathers the ball from back of the scrum. Nice offload to Lucas Town. He's taken into Brighton's 22.
Move it!
Adam Hopkins, first try scorer of this match.
Yes, you're right now! Yes, yes! Fucking for the side! Alright, let's go, boys! Let's go!
The ball initially went backwards and then was knocked on.
Yeah.
It will be a Brighton scrum down. Josh Ashton.
Let's go, boys! Let's go, boys! How we doing, Stevie?
So Captain Josh Putt and Josh Ashton have come off, and they have been replaced by James McIntosh and Owen Rees.
I'm going to be like, you take the mic home.
Frank Cosbury down with an injury for Gloucestershire, as they're deliberating whether the substitution will be made. No substitutions made there as Frank Crosby gets back into place in this scrum. Brighton with the put in now inside the 22. Just Brighton's try in the second half to show. They lead 20 points to 14 here at Plot Court. Another reset scrum now, something that the referee has been quite hot on really this afternoon, making sure that the two front rows get it right first time. So as we go into the second reset of this scrum now. A good push from Gloucestershire there, but Brighton come away with that ball. Struggling to get outside of the 22 though, as Gloucestershire are up in defence now, trying to hold their prop up. He does go to ground though, as Brighton look to get this ball out and kick it downfield. And the ball there not going very far into touch, but nearly into our commentary stand over here. Gloucestershire now with the put in for this line out. Gloucestershire lost this line out now as Brighton take it. Brighton trying to push through the Gloucester defence, but Gloucester holding strong there as their attack hasn't moved very forward as the scrum half looks to box kick this, but it doesn't go anywhere. Straight up into the hands of Charlie Sitchell as he gathers it in for Gloucestershire just on the halfway line. It's a long pass by Fodgden, and that has found George Sanderson as he tears down that right wing, but there was a little knock on there by Gloucestershire first, followed by Brighton. So Brighton will have the put into this scrum. Brighton get this scrum out quickly as their number 8 looks to be breaking through some of the Gloucestershire defenders there. Some slow ball from Brighton as their scrum half looks to kick this out. Up for the box kick, doesn't travel too far, and it looks like Luke Moore for Gloucestershire has gained their possession. No, it was gathered in by Brighton, and they move up to the halfway line. That kick nearly charged down there, but it goes up and straight back down in the place that the Brighton fly half kicked that from. And Brighton come away with the penalty there. Stop play here now as Frank Cosby gets some physio down on the floor. And James Buchanan makes his way onto the pitch. Frank Cosby leaves the field for replacement by James Buchanan. So just a reminder there that Gloucester had made 2 changes to their front row in the second half. James Buchanan as prop and Brendan McMillan as hooker, and then Zane Felix remains the other prop in their front row as Gloucestershire pushed into touch there by Brighton.
Just a reminder of the score. Brighton are in front. It's 20-14 at the moment. And Brighton have won that line out. They approach the 22-metre line. And Brighton have knocked it on. Another scrum, this time the Gloucestershire put in. And there was a substitution for Gloucestershire there. Michael Bevan came on and Tom Oglethorpe has come on. Michael Bevan off even and Tom Oglethorpe on. Still inside Gloucestershire's 22. The ref has brought it back for a high tackle from Gloucestershire, so a penalty to Brighton, and they have opted to kick for the post to extend their lead.
Yeah. Have you got ice in there, or is that there?
There's 2 packs over there, you can see them on the floor, mate.
Looking to extend Brighton's lead to 9 points. But he was unsuccessful, so it's still a 6-point gap University of Brighton 20, UGRC 14. Cam Fodgen up in defence there with a good tackle, but Brighton still have possession. They've kicked it upfield to be gathered by fullback Jake Allen. And he chooses to clear it and it goes into touch. Brighton line on the 10-metre line. There's approximately 5 minutes left of this game, thereabouts. UGRC will need a converted try to take the lead in this game. Essentially, UGRC need to win this game to be able to stay within this league after only winning one fixture all season. They have 2 games remaining this season. They play the University of West England on the 4th of March at home, and then on the 18th of March their final game of the season is Exeter Threes. They have to win the next 2 with at least a bonus point to stay up in South Premier B after being promoted from Western 1A last season. But Brighton have a penalty again, short range to the post, and will take Gloucestershire away from that converted try points difference. Probably a little too late now for Gloucestershire. Successful this time round. It's now University of Brighton 23, University of Gloucestershire 14. And whilst that penalty was being taken, Michael Bevan has returned to the pitch and James McIntosh has left. Cam Fodgen with a restart as Gloucestershire look to gain some points from this game. These last few minutes will be crucial. Brighton are in possession, but have knocked it on the halfway line. Charlie Sitchell is down with just a bit of cramp. But he's back up and fit to play on.
Gloucestershire with the put in now, just on halfway line. As we take a break in play as Charlie Sitchell leaves the field, and it appears that Josh Aston will be coming back onto the pitch.
Big 7, Josh, that's it. Come on. Finish
Josh has come on for Luke Moore.
Correction on the replacement there. Josh Aston is on for Luke Moore and Charlie Sitchell stays in the scrum.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
It's Gloucestershire now with the put in for this scrum. Right on halfway line as they look to make something on the final stages of this. An extremely good drive from Gloucestershire as Adam Hopkins takes this out of the back of the scrum. Cam Fulton with a little tap through there as he looks to chase his own kick. The referee was playing advantage, and we go back for the penalty. Gloucestershire kicking into the corner now. They've made valuable yards there. We're about 10 metres out from their try line as they go in hunt of their third try of the afternoon. Adam Hopkins with the take there for Gloucestershire as they drive this ball over to the try line, but it's not quite there yet. That ball has been brought down. As ball went backwards there. Cameron Fulton out to Adam Coles, down to Lucas Town. A very wide pass over to George Sanderson as he looks to make something on this right wing. Gloucestershire still with the ball here as Adam Hopkins takes this to ground. To Coles, Sitchell now with the ball. Breaking through a couple of defenders there. Gloucester with some momentum here as Cam Forgeston looks to break through the defence. Michael Bevan now with the takers. Brighton hold him up in their defence. Lucas Town now on the attack, but driven back from Brighton. A little chip over there now for George Sanderson to take. He's taken it. And it looks like the winger will score under the posts as Gloucestershire now move up to 21 points to 23 with the conversion to come. They take a very quick conversion there by Gloucestershire. The scores are now 23 all. (21-23), my apologies there. (21-23) there. Brighton look to kick us off into the closing stages of the game now. Not long left on the clock with a 3:30 kick-off. Gloucestershire take this deep inside the 22. And they go wide to Lucas Town as he makes his way down this left wing. Over to Joel Young as he cuts back inside the Brighton defence. Now over the halfway line as Cameron Fosden looks to get this away to Michael Bevan. So he slightly goes back over that halfway line, but Gloucester still with the possession and still on the attack. There's a little bit of scrap at the breakdown, but Gloucestershire get the ball away. Gloucestershire move this ball wide as they look to carry their momentum into the closing stages of this game. Cameron Fosden with a little pass that's just not caught, but it's collected by Sitchell as fullback Jake Allen looks to get this out. Nice hands there by Adam Hopkins, but the ball has just gone loose. Brighton have the possession, but it appears that they have knocked it on, and Gloucestershire will get the scrum right on the halfway line.
How exciting are these closing stages of this game? Very exciting. The intensity is so high right now. The play is so fast. There's only 2 points in it. Gloucester need a penalty at the least to get the victory. The scrum is just slowing it down slightly. Gloucester gather for a quick team chat. Massive scrum now. Got to be coming to the last plays of this game. It's all or nothing for Gloucestershire here. You can cut the nerves with a knife. Gloucestershire have the free kick and Adam Hopkins has taken it quick. Oh, and Cam Fosden knocks it on in the middle of the pitch. And that is full time. Ever so disappointing for UGRFC. But it is University of Brighton 23, UGRFC 21, full time. Absolute devastation for the Gloucestershire boys, but a great performance, especially in the last 15 minutes or so.
Thank you for joining us today here at Plot Court, and a big thank you to the Television Society for live streaming the game today. And if you are attending Gloucestershire University, don't forget to vote in the SGU elections, which are happening now. And I've been Katie Homewood, and with me Amy Flynn from Sports Journalism. Thank you very much. The final score, Gloucestershire University 21, Brighton 23.